Hello everyone, Beth here from Blossoms for a Lifetime, coming at you with my first plant tour video. I'm down on the bottom floor of my house. I guess you could call it a basement. It kind of is. But this is where I have some of my plants that I keep. Here you can see some behind me. So we're just going to kind of go through what I have down here. This is plant tour number 1, and then I have some plants that I also keep out on the porch during the summer. And I will be bringing those in soon. It's not quite time yet here in Tennessee, but those plants will also probably all come down to the basement. So I thought I would start here with the first plant I ever got, which is this Christmas cactus. It is 14 years old. I got this plant when we lived in Colorado as a gift in December of 2012. And it is now September of 2024, so 12 years ago. And I kept it in its original pot for probably 8 years, and then I finally transplanted it into this plastic pot. But yeah, it has grown a lot. It blooms every year. It blooms twice a year. It blooms at November, December, and then it blooms again in February. So I don't know why it does that, but it does. And it does not have any buds yet, but it is definitely living its happiest life down here in the basement. So this was my first plant I ever bought. Like I said, that was well, I didn't buy it. I got it as a gift, and that was in 2012. It would still be a long time before I finally became a plant person, but that is the one I've had the longest. Then we will look at some of my first succulents that I got. I got this Ripple Jade in my original succulent purchase. I bought some succulents from, there we go. I bought this Ripple Jade with my first succulent purchase. It was a little guy, and it has grown into this little bushy thing. I have cut it and I'm trying to make it into a little tree, but you can see there's some new growth down here at the bottom. Will it focus? There we go. So it's got this new growth at the bottom. I need to cut that off, but I'm trying to make it a tree. And I should probably cut a few more of these branches to help it out. I love it and I don't love it all at the same time. This is probably 4 years old, I would say. So definitely one of the originals. I think we'll just go down the line here because I have most of my succulents are upstairs. But next we have a kalanchoe. This one my husband bought for me last year. It's a very green, happy little guy. It has not bloomed again. Actually, there's a little pink flower right there, so I guess I just lied. That's the only flower it made. But for me, kalanchoe usually blooms in the fall, so maybe it's going to push out some blooms here soon. But yes, this is a kalanchoe that's about a year old. And then I have another kalanchoe. This one blooms every year. It's bigger than that other one was, but basically the same kind of plant. And I love the dark green on it. This one blooms orange, and it is 3 years old, I believe. So, very lovely little kalanchoe. Next we have, we'll do this little cactus. This is a Ming Thing cactus. I love how funky it is. This is probably 3 years old. It is hardly grown at all. It looks like a broccoli stalk to me. But I love this little guy. And I'm really hoping that it will grow. I know it's a slow grower. I did recently, I wouldn't say I repotted it, it's in the same pot, but I straightened it up because it was kind of flopped over. But yeah, this is a Ming thing. Okay, the next several ones that I'm going to show you, I purchased at IKEA, and they had those little 3-packs of plants or succulents, and it was kind of at the height of my collection. I was super into them, and they were super cute and adorable. They came in these little pots. Just like a little, it's like ceramic. And then it's just inside with a plastic pot. This one needs to be repotted pretty badly, but this is either a Haworthia or a aloe. I'm not sure which one, but very cute little guy. The next one we have is this one, which also came from IKEA. I love the white bumps on this. Such a cool little twisted up guy. Also in its original pot, also needing to be repotted, but those are on my to-do list. But this one has grown quite a bit. Okay, then I have this Haworthia. This is definitely a Haworthia. It came in this pot from IKEA, but I very recently transplanted it into this one. It's got some dead growth on it. I have a love-hate relationship with this one. I need to pull off some of the dead, but I do really love this plant. It's really pretty. And I love this pot. I purchased this in Hendersonville, North Carolina. I can't remember the name of the plant place, but this is some of their pottery that they sold. This is from when we lived in North Carolina. And then this one is a pup of that one I just showed you. So a very little guy. It's got some dead growth I need to pull off of it, but it has grown some since I put it in here. I think it's overall pretty happy. Alright, next we have an aloe. This is definitely an aloe. I can't remember what it's called. Like a French, is there such thing? A French lace aloe maybe? It is from my bigger plant that I have upstairs. It was just getting out of control. So I put these both in the little IKEA pots that I had taken some of my cacti out of. But I just thought I would see how they did, and they are pretty happy. I don't know if I'm going to keep these because I have a bigger plant of the same thing upstairs. Okay, next we have this little cactus garden that I made. These cacti came from different places. So we have here a fairy cactus. This fairy cactus I purchased at Trader Joe's in Minnesota. It has grown a lot since I bought it. And I put it in here with these other two cactus. I don't even know what these are called, but maybe this is like a, I don't remember what they're called. But if I find the name of them, I'll put it on the screen. But there's that one and this one. And I got both of these. They came in those little IKEA containers. Both of them are pretty happy. Oh, let's see. There we go. I really do love cacti. So after I made this little cactus garden, I was inspired to make a second one. So I have this one. All of these came from IKEA in the little pots from IKEA. So we have, let's see if it'll focus. I apologize that the lighting's not the best down here. And the light's behind me, so that definitely hurts rather than helps. But this is a bunny ear cactus. This little guy has the worst little pricklies on it, so I do not want to even get near it. But ever since I have repotted it in this pot, there has been so much new growth. There's new growth here, then there's new growth at the very tippy top, and there is some new growth right here. Ow. Okay. So I love the bunny ears cactus. It's also always been flopping over in its original pot, and since I repotted it, it's been very happy. Okay, next we have, whoa. This is a mammillaria cactus right here. It has bloomed before. I believe it has bloomed twice, but it's not looking very happy, so I don't know what's going on. But we will see if it blooms in the spring. Then we have like the ladyfinger cactus, which has really spread out since I put it in this pot. And then I cannot remember what this one is called, but it is tall and it is hairy and pretty cute little guy. So this is my second cactus garden that became inspired by that first one that I just showed you. All right, we are left with 4 plants down here, and then I have a few on the porch that I need to grab. The next 4 are pretty big, similar to that, the Christmas cactus that I just showed you. One of them is this parlor palm, which has grown a lot since I inherited it. It has also not been the happiest palm lately. I do not know why. I kept this palm in my kitchen window where it thrived and thrived and thrived, but it just became too big for my kitchen window, and I really didn't know where to put it. So I repotted it because I thought maybe that was part of the problem, and then I moved it down here. But there's a lot of like, you know, browning leaves. I don't know why it's doing that. And then the fronds, like they're finally starting to open, the new ones, but they weren't. They were just staying tight like this, and they weren't opening. But I think a lot of the ones that hadn't been opening are starting to open. Oh, look at this one. This one is opening and it looks pretty happy. So I think it's just taking time. It might have also had spider mites, but I did treat it for spider mites, and then I've pulled off a lot of the dead fronds that it had, but yeah, definitely a big guy. Okay, next we have this anthurium. I got this at IKEA. It is a pretty easy plant to take care of. I love the red. So it has 3 red, I think they're just called leaves on it. And then it's got one that's opening, growing. Let's see if we can focus on it. This one I had divided into a couple of plants. This is still 2 plants in here, but I think I had thrown away the other one that I had because I don't know where it is. It also had spider mites at one point, but it seems to be doing much better now. Okay, next we have this croton. This is like This was a gift. I'm a teacher, and this was given to me by one of my students. And I love this thing. I think it's so funky. It's grown a ton since I got it. I've had it for a year and a half now. I probably should repot it. It's got this skinniest little trunk, and it dries out really fast, so I have to keep it watered. But these crotons, I love the color on them. It's just absolutely amazing. So I don't think I'll ever buy another croton, but I love this one. And then last, down here in the basement, is one of my favorites. So I got this pink dragon at Trader Joe's for $10. This thing is massive. It had a ton of little leaves down at the bottom, which I tore off with roots. I tore off carefully. I tore off with the roots. And I'm trying to propagate it because my plan was I won't keep this big guy if I can get all the little guys to grow. But this one just keeps putting out the most gorgeous leaves. I mean, look at this newest leaf. It is huge. Bigger than my hand. And this one is still, it's very soft, so it's still hardening out, but just a gorgeous leaf. That's one of the most recent leaves. And then this was the one that came before that one. This leaf. But I just love the pink dragon. I definitely can be guilty of buying things based on their name. Anyone else out there like that? I don't know if this will focus, but I love the pink, what do you call this? The trunk? The stem? The pink stem on this? You'll have to watch my next plant tour video to see all the little baby pink dragons that I have. I have six of them, I think. So, like I said, I didn't intend to keep this. I thought it would die when I had ripped off all of the other little plants, but I'll insert a picture to show you its root system. Its root system is massive. And yeah, we're keeping this one. Okay. I need to go to the porch. Maybe I'll just take you with me. We'll go out there and take a look at the few plants that I have on the porch. Those plants will be coming to the basement in the near future. Let's spin you around to show you this grow light. I got this lamp at Target, and it's got like the 5 heads on it, and then I ordered grow lights from Amazon. Basically, I was having an overflow situation, so let's see what we have here. We have all of these plants in the window, so you can kind of see how they're set up. And there's my coffee cup. That's how those are set up. I mean, I do have room for other ones in here, but they are going to have to be the ones that are on the porch. And then there's all of these plants over here that I just showed you, and they needed light. So with my husband's help and encouragement, I ended up getting that lamp. We ended up getting that lamp and getting it all set up so that it could put light on these plants right here so that we could keep them. And then I'll show you the base of the lamp because I have it up high on a crate, but I'll have to switch to my phone to film that because it's in kind of a tight spot. But these are the plants in the basement. And then I also have this moisture meter right here. So Hurricane Helene, Tropical Storm Helene has come through the area here. I'm in East Tennessee, and so our humidity has been up, but yeah, I just keep that so I can keep an eye on things. I'm a little worried about winter, and I might need to purchase a humidifier, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Isn't that palm gorgeous? Okay, these are the few plants I keep on my porch. So I have this cactus. Love it. I have this paddle plant, also a kalanchoe. I love how it sun stresses. Look at the orange and pinky on that. I need to trim it, but this is definitely one of my original plants. This is a kalanchoe that I just couldn't throw away. It came from one of the ones downstairs, and it's also got some lovely sun stress on the edges. And it's in this cute little pig pot. And then I have this Madagascar palm, which is one of my favorites. It's got these like crazy spikes on the trunk, and this thing will get pretty big. It's already grown a lot. I rescued it from the side of the street at Ace. Sometimes at Ace Hardware they put plants out that are for free, and this was a for free plant. If I can find an original picture, I will insert it, but I love it. So that is the plant tour for today, plant tour number 1. I will probably have 3 or 4 more plant tours. I'm trying to keep it by location of plants. I have plants in my office, plants in the living room, plants in the kitchen, and plants in my husband's office. But I will probably have to break up my office plants into 2 plant tours because I have a lot of plants in there. Please share below in the comment section if you have any of those plants that I keep in my basement, and what you love about them or find challenging about them. That's what I love about the plant community, is just helping each other out, learning and growing together. I will see you next time. Thanks so much for tuning in.